hate the shirt. I hate Badgie, but I love you, Sean. Welcome back to another episode
Spider-Man shirt.
of Starfleet Boy After Dark, a casual and informal and sad discussion.
It is
about Star Trek. Today we're focused on Star Trek Lower Decks, and as a baby bear, I have to say that I'm so sad to hear or to witness. By the way, if you don't know, there's spoilers. But
there are already so many comments. I just clicked on the comments button, and it's mayhem. I'm not going to read them.
Oh, okay.
Too much. I can't handle this.
We'll go straight to the comments. I hope I'm not bumming anyone out with my sadness, but I was really bummed about the loss of.
You need a recap? Everything happened. All of it.
All of it. Recap. Go watch season 1.
All the things happened.
Go watch it. Yosef is here, and he says, "I'm tired, but actually want to hear." Ooh, there's a lot of pressure. Your opinions, despite I know the outcome already. And Starfleet Boy answered. There's an imposter that goes in the chat, says me. It's really weird. I don't know. I don't watch my own streams. I don't go onto them.
This is bullshit. This is you.
No, it's some imposter. But he's always nice. Thank you, Yosef. I think we'll have a lot to say, but at the very least, we'll serenade you to sleep. Yes.
This is Ruben. Is this really not you?
It's not me.
This is
no idea who this is. They did it in another stream. I was on I think it was Treklad. I think it was Treklad's stream. Starfleet Boy.
You have a troll, you? No, it is you. It's your channel.
It says it's my channel. It's not me. Do you want me to turn the camera around so you can see my screen?
Well, someone has hacked your account, sir. You've been hacked. Someone's using your account.
Oh. So
yeah, because it's got the yellow box around your name. This is interesting.
Am I trolling you now?
Maybe you're trolling me.
I might be trolling you. It might be a troll. I might be a troll. I forgot to.
You're worse than Badgie.
I was so sad about Shax that I forgot to send out a tweet. So actually, do you mind doing a summary?
Oh my God. I can do the summary.
Before that, though, I just want to give a shout out to Shishan Girl. Who's here, and thank you for staying up late too, Shishan Girl. And Chris, I'm gonna present. It came in the mail. You sent me something really cool, and I'm gonna show everyone, if you don't mind, what it is.
You have a show and tell.
I have a show and tell planned if we have time, Sean. So yeah, Chris is here. So welcome.
Show ahead, tell ahead.
This had more than I expected. The Titan makes it with Will Riker and Deanna. You would have thought I need new glasses. This is pandemic problems here. Hold on. You would have thought we would have seen this on Picard before we saw this. I know. We'll talk about that, Chris. We'll unpack all of that. But it looks like you're gonna do the summary, and I'm gonna prepare the tweet. So make it show.
All right, I'll do the summary. I don't even remember. Well, okay, we start off with a callback to an original series episode where the Cerritos is dealing with second contact, friggin' what is it, 200 years later, from the events of the original series, where a bunch of people that used to worship. This is like the first Purge thing. Star Trek did the Purge first, anyway. A bunch of people that were worshiping a computer.
Landrew. Sean, you will do the summary correctly. You will read your notes.
They've gone back to worshiping the computer. You will worship
Landrew. You will slaughter this summary.
If you're not on screen, sir, you cannot speak.
You will slaughter this summary.
But then we leave that because something big, something huge happens. A useless captain that we've seen in an episode before completely dies, and her ship is destroyed, and they're being attacked by these menacing Sandor Clegane, friggin' the mountain-looking people. And turns out it's the Packlids. The Packlids are back. They used to be the joke in the Next Generation. Now they're not the joke. They're the threat. They're menacing. They're out there destroying ships and stealing their tech and attaching their tech. They're assimilating essentially people. Well, their tech, and attaching them to their ships. And so the Cerritos has to go and save them. The Cerritos tries, fails, and the USS Titan with Captain Riker And is it Deanna Riker at this point? Did she take the name, or what did they say in
They're
Picard? I
known as
forget.
they're known as the Troy Rikers.
The Troy Rikers. So
They're
Captain
known as
Troy
the
Riker
Yes, correct.
and First Officer Troy Riker.
Correct. That's very confusing, I know, but yes,
It's
that's
the
way it is.
future. They come in and they save the day because they're bosses, and they have a Saurian. Or is the Saurian the
By
first
the way,
officer?
I appreciate that you waited for me to answer on the Picard question.
You're the
I
Picard
think there was
expert.
they have a Saurian helmsman. I thought
They
I
have a
haven't seen it
Saurian.
yet.
They have a Saurian.
I've
Anyway,
watched it like 3 times and I still can't remember because I'm the whole time I'm like, what the fuck is
What?
happening? Oh my gosh.
They saved the
This is the
day.
most amazing, craziest thing. My head is exploding. It's the goddamn Titan. What? Ah, I don't even have a model of the Titan. I can't even recreate it.
It's
But I'll tell you what,
Anyway,
I'm
the
gonna
Titan
order
comes
the
in. It
XL
saves
version,
the day
and I'm gonna order
with
the
music and
XL version
everything.
of the lower decks version. That's the one I want. I want the canon one, as you
What
say.
else happens in the episode?
Anyway,
Oh,
sorry.
that's right. They save the day, but they also have. There's also this kind of subplot, or I suppose adjacent plot, where they have to send in a virus to the enemy ships. They have an exocomp Starfleet officer, which doesn't want to do the job, so they send in Rutherford and Shax. Rutherford loses his memory, and Shax dies. They killed my boy. They legit killed him. You've cut your mic. You're so in shock.
I'm still trying to tweet. I can't do two things. Now you know something about Starfleet Boy.
I am.
He can't do. This is so unprofessional. 5 minutes into the stream, and there's no tweet. There are 7 people in the audience.
Did you send in the tweet? Did you send out the tweet? Has it?
Not yet. It's about to.
Tweet it. It's
hey
not
guys,
even tweeted yet.
if you see the tweet, could you retweet the tweet so we can get more tweets? And if you're also just a little sorry to interrupt, your wonderful summary, by the way, this is the best summary you've ever given on Starfleet Boy already. Yeah, no, seriously, 100,000%. Yeah.
Well, I think you don't listen to my summaries enough.
I do. I've heard them all. I've heard all your summaries. But anyways, anyways, carry on. You're doing a good job. Shax, it triggered me.
That's pretty much it. And then like the episode ends with a big thing, because there's a whole little plot line about Boimler wanting a promotion, etc., etc. Boimler gets the promotion. He gets promoted. He goes to the USS Titan. He's officially part of the USS Titan crew. He's working for Riker. He's got that dream job, and he's off. He flies off into the distance. And Mariner comes to terms and has like some character development, some character arc with her mother, and the ship's getting rebuilt because they raped the damn Cerritos.
We get like a partnership between Mariner. Did you mention that Boimler got promoted? Yes, you already said that, right?
Now, literally now.
Wait, you didn't mention it before?
No, I didn't mention it before. This is the big thing. There are 3 big things in this episode for me. There's Boimler's promotion, Titan. There's Shax's death, and then there's Rutherford's memory.
Right.
Those are the big final things.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna go straight out. I'm gonna say it straight away.
Are you saying the controversial thing? Do we get the controversial thing that
you don't get?
We don't get that.
Okay. I'm gonna say this straight out. I am very saddened by the death, but I need it to be permanent. I don't.
You always say that. That's something you always say about all.
I don't want I've
never heard you. I've never heard you. Except actually, no. What about Robert and Renee?
No. I don't like the way that was done. The only one that I did. Well, the only one was like Wilson Cruz's. Hugh.
Yes, you did. Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
I just assumed Hugh was gonna not die anyway because they said that death was one of the steps in their like relationship. So I was like, I'm assuming he's gonna come back anyway. I don't want.
I mean, he could come back as a celestial being, which is acceptable because he's Bajoran. I thought about the fact that
I will accept some sort of homage to Tasha Yar. Tasha Yar was
oh my god.
Tasha Yar was the first
that would be perfect
chief
for
of
him
security.
too,
She died,
it's
and
true.
then they brought back, different versions of Tasha Yar, like Romulan version, whatever. I think that I would accept like different versions of Shax. Like if they for some reason brought back this like Cardassian version of Shax,
Oh
I'd
my
be
gosh.
fine. That'd be like, oh, that's
Sean,
funny.
Mr. McMahon, if you ever hear this, yesterday's Cerritos, please give us guest
Yesterday's Cerritos.
Please give us guest starring roles in the alternate timeline. If you ever hear this, like we could do. Look, we're already
we'd have
set
to
up.
call it like the day after tomorrow's Cerritos.
We're already set up to do voices. I can do a voice. Ready? Hold on. What would your
we could do
voice?
Mirror Universe Shax. That would
We
be
could do
cool.
Mirror
Universe Shax would be like the nicest, most calm, soothing voice person.
But yesterday's,
you know what I mean?
Yesterday's Enterprise didn't take place in the Mirror Universe, and I think he could be back.
We've moved on,
and that could be the episode that, for some weird reason, Guinan finds herself on another ship during another time anomaly, and she has to convince Captain Freeman that it's not the right timeline, just like in yesterday's Enterprise. Anyways, sorry, we're pitching ideas. That's how excited we are, Sean, about Star Trek Lower Decks, which might be among the greatest of Star Treks, which is something that I think that is what your controversial opinion might actually be.
You don't even know.
I don't even
know. When I say it, because you'll be watching that video and I'll be saying, here's my controversial opinion. And you'll be like, oh my God. And then I'll say it. And then you'll be like, fuck this guy.
Wow. I can't wait. And you're going to change your opinion from now until Tuesday when your video comes out? Wow.
No.
Wow. So like
I've seen the episode twice and I still fully agree with myself.
Audience, let us know if I should continue to prod Sean for this controversial opinion, or if you're willing to wait.
I think it's not that big, actually.
If you're willing to wait until Tuesday,
I could tell you behind the scenes.
No, I actually want the audience to have a stake in this. You're not obligated to go by what they vote for, but if they want the controversial opinion now, I'm going to continue prodding you the rest of the episode.
I feel like it.
People might care. We got some comments. So I got a text message to talk about the Exocomp crew member Peanut Hamper.
Okay. By whom?
Oh, Ed. The name of the person is Ed. You don't know this. It's funny that you think it's Ed. Like the doctor.
I assume you received texts by the doctor.
When the doctor texts, I say it. I'm like, hey.
What does Ed think of the exocomps? You've cut out. Am I alone? He's disappeared on the stream. God damn it!
Did I disappear?
Oh, no, you're back. You disappeared from me. I don't know if the audience saw you disappear.
You disappeared from me too. Audience, what happened on your end? That's so weird. That's so trippy.
Okay, I like the exocomp. I thought it was great. I like the idea that now, like, the exocomps are like a species, and that they can join Starfleet if they want to. They gave her the little paint job with the uniform.
The uniform.
And I actually thought it was really good writing, because it was a different take or a different angle on the same kind of situation. Like, the other exocomps sacrificed themselves. You know what I mean?
And this one,
job done. And this one's like, oh, fuck that shit.
Peanut Hamper is a selfish exocomp.
But Peanut Hamper got what was coming to her because she's lost floating in space now. So
she's lost in space. I think Peanut Hamper. I don't think we've seen the last of Badgie, although we may have.
Oh my God! You're cutting out. What's going on?
What happened? Oh, am I? Oh, okay. I'll go fix that real quick. But I think I have to reset my modem. Hold on a second. Oh, that might be scary.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is the stream gonna die?
Here. No, lead the way. Lead the show. Lead the show. Can you hear me? Here, hold on. I'm gonna send you a private chat. All right.
What is this? He says he's going to send me a private chat, but then he doesn't. This is the most disorganized Starfleet conversation in the world. Leave me comments. I want to interact with you guys. Tell me, what are we talking about? I thought the exocomp was great. I really love the idea of bringing exocomps into Starfleet, making them a species. I liked the alternate take that they had on how exocomps can kind of like I suppose, think in their own right. Like, I want to save the ship. I don't want to save the ship. That was great. Which do you prefer? Riker in command of the Enterprise D with 3 warp nacelles, the Titan in lower decks, or Riker in command of Picard? I didn't really like... Okay. He hates me for this. I loved Riker in Nepenthe in Picard, like on his little planet. I liked Riker saving the day in Picard, but I don't think that enough... I'm not going to say enough effort. I'm going to say they didn't have time to finalize that scene well enough in Picard, so it was kind of underwhelming. Not only was there no fight, I'm okay with there being no fight, but the ship was kind of underwhelming. It was all the same models. It wasn't the best CG moment, so Riker coming in on the Titan, I think, is just an absolute win. It's the best. And there are so many people that have read the novels, played the games, been involved with this expanded universe of Star Trek for so long that wanted to see the goddamn Titan in canon. That I think is just like a huge payoff for all these people. So yeah, and I loved it. Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks. We have also seen Riker in command of the Enterprise in the episodes Future Imperfect with Data, First Officer. I like Riker. I like Riker in command. I actually think that Riker would have had, like, if the USS Enterprise had been sent to the Delta Quadrant, this is completely unrelated, to the Delta Quadrant instead of Voyager, I think Riker would have better handled that situation than Picard. Boom. How do you feel about that? The Nepenthe was the most unnecessary episode in the history of modern Trek. Riker and Dana was excellent. Now I want a Titan story. Well, I haven't seen the panel, but I've been told that apparently in season 2 we're going to see some of that Titan. We're going to see more of Riker, more of Deanna Troi, and more of the Titan, more of Boimler's adventures on there. I feel like it's going to be like a 4 or 5 episode thing. Like, if you guys have seen The Office, for a while there, Michael Scott's no longer boss. Like, he kind of goes off and does his own thing. I'm currently watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and for like a few episodes in I think it's season 3, Holt, the police captain, he's no longer captain of the 9-9. They send him off somewhere else, and I think it's going to be kind of the same thing with Boimler. Of course, he's not the boss or the captain; he's just Boimler. But I think, yeah, they're gonna send him off doing things on the Titan for a while, but then they're gonna bring him back to the Cerritos, I would think. I want these things to be permanent, though. That's my thing. They do these big things. They kill Shax. They wipe Rutherford's memory, and they send Boimler to the Titan. I need these big changes to be permanent, because as it stands, the episode is absolutely fantastic. But if you don't make these things permanent and kind of undercut them, then it takes away from the episode. And in a full rewatch, the episode has less value, because essentially everything that you've done is only for kind of like shock value, and then it just gets taken away by the rest of the story, which is something Star Trek hasn't done in the past very often. Usually Star Trek is pretty good with like the stories that they do. Like, even when Picard becomes a Borg and they undo that, there's an episode that has to deal with that. And as Star Trek progresses, we see him deal with that more and more. So, yeah. He's rebooting the modem. Interesting that the stream continues on. Yeah. And death, yes, I think death should be permanent. Absolutely. I'm not one to enjoy the whole thing. Well, I've seen so much of this in the Arrowverse, where they kill someone, they bring them back, they kill someone, they bring them back. I like the whole mirror universe idea. We have mirror universe, we have alternate versions of characters, and I'm completely down with bringing back actors, like how they have Kenneth Mitchell in Discovery. He's cold Shies. To Navik, he did voices in Lower Decks. Like, bring these people back as much as you can. I love that. I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't know what to think about reincarnation, to be honest. I think my mother does. I don't know. But yeah, in the mirror universe, Shax would be worse since Bajorans, Cardassians, and the Klingons are enemies of the Terrans. I mean, not everyone's a dick, though. Like, I mean, not everyone is the worst in Mirror Universe. Spill them beans. What's that controversial opinion? I won't tell you. You won't pressure me. I won't tell you. It's not that big. We'll make a big deal out of it, but it's not that big. I just think, it's on the lines with a controversial opinion that I had about Picard, where I thought Sir Patrick Stewart probably gave one of the weakest performances in the show. Yeah. But yeah. I am religion free. Janeway and Prodigy. That's right. There's big news. Janeway's coming back. Oh my god. I am so happy about that. I gotta pull out my notes. Let's talk about the episode. Boom. Wolf 359 is an inside job.
Can you hear me?
Changeling's not real. The Dominion War didn't happen. Well, this is no longer your stream. I've hijacked it.
Wait, but you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear
I
you.
sound fine?
You sound fine.
All right.
Well,
I think I stabilized it. What's that?
Okay. What did you do? Did you kick it? Did you kick the modem?
Well, I reset it, but if it's not working, then it's on the other end, and that means I have to call them. And so you may actually have to take. This is your stream, but you know what? It's fitting because this is your show in my mind. Like you've been like a Uncle Stan for Lower Decks since
as you have for Picard.
Yeah, you were the exact same person. So I don't mind that you took over the stream. And I do want to address Yosef's comment I saw about Nepenthe. I disagree. Sean, I disagree. Nepenthe was the most unnecessary episode in history of On a Track. Riker and Deanna were excellent.
I've seen a lot of people say that, actually.
Now I want a Titan
I've watched
story.
a few videos where
I disagree.
where, like, people were like, I lost an hour of my life watching that episode. I disagree.
Nice. I disagree so much.
Would you agree that it wasn't necessary, but that it was welcome?
Well, like really, I'm not a fan of making a story with only necessary things. I think that would be just as boring as
I agree.
Right. So
that's what
what's necessary and what isn't. What's necessary and what isn't always universally agreed upon. Like I might think that like I kind of agree that the Narek and his sister stuff could have been shortened, and we could have gotten more of maybe Zhaban and oh damn, I can't remember her name. What was the name of Zhaban's wife?
I would prefer more
Cheeky Feckers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you. But I would prefer more Rafi and Seven.
Laris. Yeah, I would have liked more Rafi too. More of Rafi's story. So yeah, there's definitely, but other people might be like, oh, I love Narek and his sister. I'm in an incestuous relationship and this is very, cathartic. What happened? Did I disappear again?
No, I'm just reading a comment. I think and I do agree. I think your image quality is lower than usual. You've got that grain on you.
Let me try to turn off the video. I hope you guys don't mind for a second. And if you don't mind, I think
you're working fine right now. Leave it as such. Leave it as such.
I can turn off. Look, I could be this awesome avatar that Gary made for me.
Are there things that you did not like in the episode? I want to know. I want to know if
this episode
you didn't like. Yeah,
I genuinely did not enjoy Shax's death. I really liked that character.
That's fair.
So to me, no, genuinely, like I was kind of like, huh?
I was in
That's fair.
Denial. I was in complete when that happened. When the explosion happened, I was like, "This is a Mirror Universe episode. This is an alternate reality. There's going to be a big twist. Nothing happened. It's all like a program." I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it was true. I was like, "Oh, this is fake. Something's going to happen. It's going to be." I thought that like a ship was going to come through like a wormhole and fix the timeline or something. I was like, "No, this isn't happening." But it was all real. It all happened.
I don't know if you know this, but I watched the whole season. Right up until like
a complete run.
I literally like had 10 minutes before the Mike McMahon. It was kind of fun because Mike McMahon was online the whole time, like tweeting stuff out, just like we all were. Like there was a bunch of us online just like kind of waiting or whatever. There were people in England who I don't know how they watch it. It's through some magical means like that were up, and then on top of that, like not only I love that we got a little celebration in a sense because most people aren't going to probably care, but the people who liked all the production stuff, today we got the New York Comic Con panel. And so not only did we get the Lower Decks finale, which is like, finale days are always kind of a celebration, right? But we also got the Lower Decks panel, which was very insightful. I heard you say you didn't actually watch it. I think you're going to love it.
I didn't actually watch it. I didn't watch any of it, but Fathery filled me in on the 2 things I need to know.
Fathery, where are you, by the way, Fathery? Shout out to Fathery.
He filled me in. Well, the internet filled me in on Janeway being main in Prodigy, which is just the best news ever. And he also mentioned like a couple of things. Like he mentioned confirming things that I want. He said that
the biggest thing ever, Janeway on Prodigy. That was your thing. That was the icing. The cherry.
Boimler's going to stay on the Titan, and we will see more of Riker and Troy in season 2. That's that.
What Mike McMahon actually said, if I'm not mistaken, is that in the first episode, we will see Boimler on the Titan, so we'll see Riker again. It's not, he never confirmed, or I don't think he said anything about Boim staying on the Titan, and I think there was a joke, in fact, about something about how to get Boim's back on the Cerritos.
I hope they don't. I want it to. I don't know. I like changes to be kind of.
Yeah,
stable.
but if they, I mean, I know, but like life doesn't work that way, right? Like you can get. I mean, look.
Yes,
what's her
but
name?
life is much more stable than sitcoms and the drama that sitcoms do.
Well, Lower Decks is always going to be exaggerated, right? Like, come on, we at least,
to some certain extent, yes.
Things that take like, things that take like a year can happen in a week or a day in the cartoon in the Lower Decks world. So I don't know. There's so many possibilities.
Nothing that you didn't like, nothing at all.
I actually didn't. I don't think I liked. I actually don't think I liked. I don't think I liked all the tragedy, but like I didn't like that Boimler did leave. Like that's another thing. So we got hit with the Shax thing, and then we get hit. Like I really didn't like Boimler as much as Mariner in the beginning, but then I started to love him and adore him, and actually, like I feel like I can relate more to Boimler.
Boimler.
I didn't like Boimler. I didn't like it. Not that much. I mean, like I like them all. But
tweet at Jack Wade now. Oh, he didn't love you.
There's some funny things in the comments that are reminding me this was priceless. Give me warp 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like so good. We're gonna talk about Riker. We should talk about it before our friends in the future have to go to bed. But we're only on here for an hour anyways, and I've got all these technical. I can't even get the lights. The fancy lights.
Hit me with topics. Hit me with themes, topics, subjects.
I did. I gave you a topic, the Exocomp, and you were like, whatever. Here,
no.
Let's see.
I said plenty of things about the Exocomp.
We have a computer-generated question that came in based on one of your tweets. Or I think it was your tweet. First Contact Day salmon is going to be a tradition in our household.
Well, it has to be now. I'm obligated to eat salmon. You know what was awesome? I was eating salmon.
You were on this First Contact Day. You ate salmon?
No, watching this episode.
Oh, you that happened, and you were like, "Oh,
today
eating salmon."
I had salmon for lunch.
What's another holiday that you have a salmon on? Like a whole salmon? Is Christmas a holiday that you have a salmon on? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, we often eat salmon in our house.
I think Thanksgiving's this weekend, right, in Canada?
It is.
Happy Thanksgiving, Sean.
I don't know what they eat. When is I'm not fully Canadian yet. I am not of the Canadas. When is Lower Decks season 2 supposed to come out? I don't think we have any indication on that.
We have no indication of that. They didn't say it. The
writing on season 2 is progressing quite well, it would seem.
Right.
So we'll see. I'm bidding. I'm not bidding on 2021, to be honest. I'm thinking more 2022. So, but we'll have Prodigy in the meantime, which I'm really looking forward to. They hired the guy that animated the animated sequence from Harry Potter 7.1. The you know what I'm talking about.
The brothers
Yes,
Peveril
yes.
sequence, which
Three
is one of
brothers
the
with
most
the stone.
beautiful animated.
They
Yeah,
hired
it's one
that
of the most
guy,
beautiful animated
that
sequences.
man, which animated the whole thing himself. You know, he made the whole thing. They got him working with the Hageman brothers, which means like they have just talent working on that show. I can't wait to see it.
It's true. Starfleet Boy, you need purple hair for how I have time to get a purple wig. I can do that. I did my first cosplay photo and I submitted it to Star Trek. I hope I'm a winner. We'll see what happens. Did you see my cosplay, Sean?
Yes, I
It's
hit like.
basically what I do on
We said
Starfleet
that
Boy After Dark.
we said that you loved it. We said that we loved it. I
Yes,
also
yes.
I have something to say. I just need to say this. There's a museum in Germany. It's a small Star Trek museum in Germany that has printed out our timeline poster and put it on their wall. And so now we have our Star Trek timelines
I saw that.
that will be updated soon, and now
That's a
it's
deep.
hanging in a real museum that people can go and visit. So cool.
That is very cool. Badgie got really dark when it was first introduced, like drama dark, not cartoon dark, and I guess they were faking it after all. They weren't faking it after all. Oh yeah, totally weren't faking it. Badgie is a villain.
I
I
knew
think.
Badger would come back. We talked about this. We knew Badger would come back. I thought he would come
Yes.
back in season 2,
Oh
not so soon.
yeah. Say I thought the same thing with Boimler's promotion. By the way, I didn't think that
Oh, that
Boims was going to get promoted this fast.
yeah, they went they did a lot of things real quick. Badgie I hated. I really don't like Badgie. It worked a bit in that first episode. They were like the because the voice acting is really good for Badgie, and so some of that was good. But I didn't love. I didn't. Yeah, the clubhouse is fun. I like the Sequoia shuttle that they're working on, and they got the little drawings of them on it. But yeah, no, the Badgie is the thing that I would have taken out of it. I guess if you take it out of the equation, there's no reason for like things to happen, Shax and what have you. But I didn't like Badgie in this episode, and I don't want him to come back. Problem is, I know he's now the Moriarty of the show.
He is the
He'll be
Moriarty of the
back
show.
every
He's
season,
totally...
and that pisses me off. He's the evil Morty of this show.
I
And I
love
don't
him.
want to see him.
I love the actor. I can't remember his name right now who portrays him, but he was on one of my favorite sitcoms that I can't remember. Great, The Heck Family. Does anyone know what that sitcom's called? Do you know The Heck Family?
I don't know.
Oh, The Middle. It's called The Middle. That's it's called The Middle.
I wouldn't
I'm
have guessed
sure. Hold on. Let me make sure. Oh wait, I just did something bad. Am I still here? Oh, okay.
You're still here. Sometimes
Yeah, it's called The Middle.
You're in a wormhole, but it's fine.
Middle. It was a
Stop
very
touching
famous.
things.
It was
Breaking off.
It was a very famous show called The Middle. Next time I'm going to reset the modem before. I apologize, audience. It's so unprofessional. Am I still cutting out, Sean?
No, you're fine now. A
Okay.
little bit when you came in, but now you're fine. Yeah, you left your audience alone with me. They were like, "What the hell's going on? I don't like this." They sent me hate tweets.
And we lost some people. It looks like there were at least 2 people that come just for me and not for you. And so that was. But
there you go.
The other.
That's the thing. See, now you're cutting out.
Here, Trekker Prize, we're so happy you're here. If you want a link to come on, you can help me because I'm struggling here with the internet. It's struggling. So let me know. I'm just gonna I'm gonna send it to Trekker Prize anyways in case he wants to come on, because that way the two of you guys have a great chemistry, and if I'm on a delay, it's really annoying. So hold on one second.
Well, he loved this episode. I happen to know for a fact that Trekker Prize loved this episode, and he's had problems with Lower Decks. It's not his favorite show, but this one, he loved it.
Oh,
the animation was so beautiful. It's just like
The animation is
I
so
have
good.
only compliments about this thing. It's just I love the way they use the pack lids. It was just amazing.
It
The
was really
pack lids were
amazing.
always the joke of like TNG. TNG is a very serious show. I think TNG is the most adult, I think, of Star Trek's. Um, and the pack lids were the joke, but here they flipped it. This is the joke show. This is the show that's young and stupid. And they took the pack lids and made them. They're still dumb, but they made them the threat, and I thought that was really really good.
Ian says, I wonder if there is a release schedule that CBS has produced that details what their plan is for Discovery season 3 and 4, Picard season 2, Lower Decks season 2, and Prodigy season 1, and Section 31. Wow, that's a good little summation of all the projects that are coming up. I haven't seen, I think they're called like roadmaps or timelines, and I haven't seen one that's official. Do you have any dates or anything like that, Sean?
No, you'd have to ask Nick about all that. Nick's the man. He knows.
He is. Oh,
I'm putting him on the spot like he knows this thing. I don't know if he knows.
everyone
But,
harass Ketwalski, and while you're at it,
it's just that he's the
subscribe.
one the most up to date in the news things.
Subscribe to him and follow him on Twitter if you don't already. Oh, I should have. Oh, I'm such a bad host.
Star
I
Trek
should have had a.
Discovery will officially have as many seasons as Enterprise starters, which is
It may have more.
it may have more. Which genuinely, I'm not a Discovery hater. Like it's not my it's my least favorite of all the Star Trek shows, but I don't actively go out and want the show to end and what have you. But I'm genuinely surprised they even got their 4th season and they're continuing on. I thought Discovery had served its purpose, and it was gone. But yeah,
And also, Ian, if I'm not mistaken, at the panel, and we won't talk too much about it because we really ought to talk more about this episode of Lower Decks. But on the panel with Alex Kurtzman and Michelle Paradise, they didn't really specify as to anything about season 3, which I think is smart because in these COVID times, it's kind of hard to make promises. Like there were a lot of theaters that were going to reopen, and as we've seen on the news, like now they're not.
Well,
and
Regal Theater's closed permanently.
No, they said Regal's press release that I read said that it's not permanent, but it could be. It could be. It just depends how long they have to be.
I forget how many movies it was. I think it was like 6 movies, but there was like Dune. There was like a Dune and a bunch of other movies that all basically said, "Nah, we're not coming out. We're delaying to like 2022." And I think that hurt a lot of theaters. I think like a lot of theaters were like relying on these films to come out for the end of the year, and considering they all just delayed, and not even for 1 year, some of them delayed for 2. It was like, oh my god.
Yosef says same number of seasons, but way less episodes. We know that they're going back to Lower Decks for a second. We know that they are well into the writing of Lower Decks if they haven't finished it already.
I wonder if they're going to stabilize Discovery season 4 into 10 episodes as well, or if they're going to keep it at 13.
I don't care. I don't care if it's an 8-episode season if it's great.
No, I'm just wondering. It's because they seem to have this consistency now where like all of these shows have like 10 episodes. Because Picard is 10, Strange New Worlds apparently is 10, Lower Decks is 10. I'm assuming Prodigy will be 10 as well.
It's a nice number.
I mean, it's not too long, and I enjoy having shorter seasons. Like in the world that we live in, I think there are so many good shows that I want to watch that I'm fine with them having short seasons.
I wish they would make Lower Decks a 40-minute show for season 2. No. There's so much packed into each one this season.
It would be too much.
I did appreciate
you couldn't handle it.
Shishan Girl, I definitely want more Lower Decks, and I get what you're saying, but I appreciate that I would binge it in 5 hours, the whole season. That's great. Like when you just want to binge something, like, don't you think? Like, I mean, that's kind of fun. That's what I like about Sherlock.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah.
Bro, I don't know what I'm doing with my lighting. I'm sorry.
They're long episodes, but there's only 3 per season. I like the idea of having short episodes as well as long ones in Star Trek, because sometimes you have time to watch like a 40-minute episode or a 50-minute episode, but sometimes you don't, and you still want to watch Star Trek. And before this, you only had the animated series to rely on, which is great. I love the animated series, and I think the format suits the animated series even better than the original series. Because sometimes the original series was really stretching out those plot lines, whereas the animated series you could get the same story but condensed into 20 minutes.
I like the stretch out. See, I'm all for that, the little extra time, but I know what you're saying, and
You have a choice.
I don't
You
think,
can watch either or,
yeah,
which is great. And I think Lower Decks it gives you that opportunity. Like you can have that 20-minute kind of adrenaline. It's kind of like a concentrated shot of Star Trek, right?
right. It
This
is.
is
It
what
is
it is.
that. That's a good way to put
It's like a
it.
concentrate. It's like a Star Trek
It's
concentrate.
hard, like Ransom. It's very hard,
But
like
then you can
Ransom.
go. But then you can go and watch like a 2-hour
That didn't land.
double
All
part.
right. That did not land at all. I don't know if it's because we're out of sync or what, but I'd be surprised if Disco doesn't. By the way, hi Fathery. It's cool that you're here.
The best,
I'd be
a hard joke. I will acknowledge what you said, just so that you don't feel sad. You said a joke about Ransom, and he said hard. The best part of that joke was his face at the end. You know what I mean? Where he goes, "You're
Yes.
both really nice," and he just crunches up his face. He doesn't know what to say anymore. That's what I liked.
I liked it too.
Stop playing with your lights.
I'm sorry.
You're on purple alert.
I try to do something.
You're on funk alert.
I'd be surprised. Father says I'd be surprised if Disco doesn't go 5 seasons. I think it will probably be 6 or 7 before the end. And then, oh my, that is true. Felix, oh my, no wonder he sounded so familiar. What's going on? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
I only know the voice of Badgie. Oh, it's Ralph Felix.
Oh,
yes,
Felix.
That's who I was talking about. That's
really.
Yeah. Let me just make sure. But yeah, that's him. That's funny how we have to go backwards in the chat sometimes because it's all non-linear the way this thing shows it to us. I apologize, audience. We're not doing the best stream today. It's not Ralph Felix. No, sorry. Here, I'll tell you.
Am I the only one that kind of thought of Sandor Clegane, Zombie the Mountain?
Yeah, I like the Packleds 2.0. What did you think of the evolved Packleds?
Well, they're the same Packleds. That's the thing. They're great.
No, but they had those helmets. Did they have helmets before in the?
No, they were just kind of. But now but with helmets. They've just,
this show is so
more stuff.
Sorry, guys. Star Trek Lower Decks. Hold on. IMDb. Star Trek Lower Decks. No small parts.
The animation was so beautiful, and like the CG model that they had for the Titan was really, really good. It's a hideous ship, by the way, but it was really, really good.
You don't like the Nova class?
The Nova class, is that what it's called?
Yeah, oh, sorry, the Luna.
It's the Luna class.
No, I wanted it to be the Nova class.
Yeah, I like the Nova class. The Luna class. It's ugly. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I agree with Joseph. The Packleds were the same.
I think it's like a Reliant 2.0.
They were completely stupid, but they were dangerous because they had acquired all of this technology. They stole stuff from all of these people.
Okay, now we have to feature Jack McBayer.
Titan looks great, Sean.
But now we have to feature Jack McBayer, who is Badgie.
See you, Gary.
Gary's leaving. My battery has nearly died. Gary! You can't just come in and out. Sean, we have the most listeners we've ever had at the moment. I'm a little nervous because we're not really doing our job. We're not doing a good, and we only have a limited time.
This is the worst stream we've ever done. And
we've had some great moments. we've had some great moments.
We don't have the
well, Gary just left, and maybe Fathery left too because he's like, these guys are totally disorganized. But just to shout out Jack McBrayer, who plays Badgie. I will never forget your name again, Jack McBrayer. I really enjoy your work. So damn it. Look, there's such a terrible delay. Are you seeing Gary's comment?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll be back. I have to do this. I'm so sorry.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I gotta go reset. I'm gonna reset the modem one more. It's so slow. The signal says it's like,
come on. We're almost over. We got like 15 minutes to go. What are you doing? Just stay here. You're gonna leave for the next 15 minutes.
Look, they want you to get controversial. No, there's plenty of people tuned in. We're just don't have our shit together.
It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I just
You're gonna say it?
No, I want to collect my thoughts and be able to say it properly in my video so that I don't want to just throw it out there and then everyone attacks me like, oh my goodness. But yeah. So
All Star Guru, welcome to the stream from earlier, because I know you've been on for a bit. Do you remember Return of the Rikers? Jonathan and Marina had a sit down years ago pitching a sitcom. It's hilarious. What? I didn't know about that.
I didn't know that either. I would watch that.
I did not know that.
I would watch that. I mean, I want a show about Balana and Tom with their kids.
I think I want the Rikers cartoon. Do you think? Okay, I have a question for you, Sean. Yes or no? Not what you want, but what you think. We will get a lot of the Titan next season, not just in like the opening episode and Boymes gets back to the Cerritos. Do you think?
Go. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah. What do you think?
No. Finish your question.
Do you think it's going to be split? Is the show going to be split between the Cerritos and the Titan, or is it just going to be? No, you don't think so?
I'm afraid that they are not going to do that. I'm afraid that they're going to keep him on there for like 2 episodes and then bump him back to the Cerritos. I would very much enjoy a split show, and I would want to see. But I kind of feel like if they start separating the show into like the Titan and Riker is going to take too much. Like it's going to be too big. It takes away from the Lower Decks show in itself. You know what I mean?
It's true, but we don't do references on this show. But yeah, it would be nice to keep the audience busy with references.
There were
we don't actually try to keep you busy. Actually, the audience can keep itself busy. There's sometimes Alexandra and Stress Free K have great chats about Raised by Wolves in the chat while we're talking about Lower Decks.
Yeah, I'm still mind blown by that. Tomorrow is the final season of The Boys. Everything's coming to an end.
True.
And Fargo, I missed Fargo began. Fargo is 3 episodes in. I haven't even started watching it. I'm the worst. I need to watch.
Do you think that Rutherford's recovery will be like a thing in season 2?
Doing with that? I don't know what they're doing with that. And see, I am very pained. I'm not going to say it hurts me more that Rutherford lost his memory than Shax died, because like one is much more drastic than the other. But I find it, hey Ruben, I find it very sad when someone loses their memory for some reason. Like they continue on, and they innocently don't know, but it's like so painful to people around. And I was feeling that pain. Tandy doesn't care. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't care, but yeah, it's kind of like. I feel like they brushed it off. They didn't make a big deal about him losing his memory.
I think it was a little quick the way she seemed sad, and then she's suddenly like, "Well, we can become friends all over again." Yeah, although it's also a very tendy. That's also a very tendy reaction, isn't it? Right, like to be always kind of seeing the silver lining.
Right side of things. I don't know if they're gonna give him back his enhancement or a new one.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting too. Alexandra says, "Please don't get offended, but what's so special about the Titan?" Do you want to say why you think it is special first, Sean, or should I go?
Well, I think it's special because I've never really cared about the Titan, apart from the fact that I knew that Reich was supposed to be on it because it was mentioned in Nemesis. But that's it. But apparently it's huge for the community because I think it's been featured in Star Trek Online. It was also created and designed for like comic books and novels. It's been part of the extended universe of Star Trek for a long, long time. And I think it was even mentioned in Picard recently. Like they mentioned Riker's time on the Titan. So it's been kind of a canon ship for a long time, but in name only. It's never been featured visually on the show. So that's why it was very moving for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people, this is where my love for the Titan comes in. I don't care about the ship so much as I care about seeing Riker's captaincy. I really feel like I wanted to see Riker's captaincy. And we skipped from like straight from Next Generation to Picard. We never got to see Riker come into his own. So that's why it's important to me.
I think that the other thing the Titan represents, and just Riker in general, is that we have still not gotten, I think Picard maybe counts, but until Picard, we haven't really gotten a spin-off, No, Picard doesn't count really. But like we've never gotten a spin-off show from a character. Like everyone wanted a Sulu show. We never got that. Captain Sulu. Everyone wanted a Captain Riker show. We never got that, you know? And so seeing the Titan on screen, I think fills a lot of people with joy just because it still will never get it the way it could have been. You know, it's going to be a very different way of getting it. But if we get continuing stories of the Titan through Lower Decks, you know, if it pops in like once a season, like that's really satisfying. And so I think that was part of the hype around it. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those elements that, like the extended universe of Star Trek, all of these things that are not canon, but that very talented novelists and, you know, artists, and they write all these stories, they tell all these stories. They've told so many stories about the Titan that it's become kind of like emblematic within the fandom. And I'm not saying it's a win for the fans, but it kind of is. It's kind of like the show is acknowledging what the fans enjoy and what the fans like, and they're giving the Titan on screen. They're giving the Titan to the fans. So yeah.
Alexander, you may not be a hardcore fan, but your question was a hardcore fan question. It was pretty awesome. So thanks. And I think you're pretty hardcore. I don't know. You like Star Trek. You come to these. Maybe you're a hardcore fan
You
of
watch
us. I don't know.
us,
Yeah,
which
like
is
I don't know.
insane.
It's true.
Thank you.
By the way, I like I saw this on Twitter today a couple times. Like I think a lot of people, as much as I personally and maybe you were feeling all the hype, there were a lot of people expressing disenfranchisement with Star Trek, and I just want to try to remind people. And I think I've been there. I've been disenfranchised, like disenfranchised. Yeah, where you feel like you used to feel like you're part of a club, and then all of a sudden you're not a member of that club anymore because you don't agree with it. You know, and I've been there. I've been there. Like for me, Enterprise. That's when I was throwing things at the TV and I was like, you know, like, or whatever.
What is this?
But
yeah,
I think like, you know, we're all at different places at different times in our lives. And so the beauty is that when I didn't like Enterprise, I leaned heavy on the film era and TNG. And, you know, like when I didn't like the shows that were being presented to me, there was still plenty of Star Trek for me to enjoy. And there were plenty of ways to interact with Trekkies who like different things and like different things than me. Like the Doctor, who comes on the show a lot, was so disappointed with me for not liking Enterprise when it came out, and now I like the show. I like the show, so I think that it's okay to be a fan of just one aspect of Star Trek. You're still part of the club, as far as I'm concerned. I hope that was not too much of a soapbox moment there.
No, it's fine. I wanted to build off that and say something. I don't know what. We'll leave it there then. I don't know. I won't build off. I wanted to say something. I forgot.
Okay, it's because you can't see my face. It's
because I'm like trying to think of something that I wanted to say about the franchise and like how we feel about it in general. It's like concerning Discovery and Picard. Before Lower Decks came around, Discovery and Picard, I know Star Trek has always been a product. Star Trek has always been a product first, right? Because you have to sell it. At the end of the day, you have to be able to sell it, market it, get it out there so that people watch it, so that it can thrive on. But I think it was more obviously a product with Discovery and Picard, in my opinion. It felt less like a creative endeavor than it felt, and maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but it felt to me less like a creative endeavor than it felt like a cash grab. Like, we need to get money, we need to make this thing so that it generates money. Because there's a lot of self-contained, really risky stories in all of these other eras of Star Trek that I haven't seen so much happen in either Picard or Discovery. Like these episodes of The Next Generation where you show a scene of Captain Picard going in a shuttle or whatever, and then it blows up, and then you put the exact same scene on television again. and then you roll it for a while. I'm like, this
I
is so risky.
I think this definitely begs for further discussion, but I just feel like we should give more love to lower decks and just. I guess you were getting
Yeah,
there, weren't you? Yeah.
and here's the thing. And coming into Lower Decks, I know that maybe a lot of people think it's like a spoof or a parody, or maybe people think it's like disingenuous. What's the word? Anyway, that it's kind of like untrue, and it's just like taking Easter eggs and kind of make a show with that. No, I don't think so. I think this is the first show that not only is a creative risk, you can't say this was made to like. I don't see this as so much a product. I see it really as like, this is a creative risk. Someone thought, boom, we need to do this completely mind-blowing thing. It's really risky. None of the executives are going to be on board with this because it's just out there and insane. And it was great. And so that's where my love for Lower Decks comes in. Again, I don't despise Picard or Discovery. They are what they are. I have problems.
But you could. And that would be okay. I think there's just so. I think that's.
I have more
Star Trek.
problems with Discovery, and we have a big thing online in our community now where we don't want people to actively hate the shows. We're like, oh, but they're allowed.
I think the difference is you're allowed to hate a show. It's when it gets really personal, right? Like, look, I don't know if we're such good examples, but you and I disagree on a lot of stuff. Like, this is a rare.
The behind the scenes are intense.
Yeah, it really is intense sometimes. But like, even on the show, I think we've had moments where like the two of and certainly Ruben, who was here earlier, and I have had like he does instigate them, but it's okay. Like, the point is that at the end of the day, we try really hard not to go past a certain line where it's personal, right? Like, I never try to attack you for not liking it. I try to maybe debate with you and prove to you why you might have. I try to maybe like bring you,
we're not stupid. That's the thing. Like, I have major problems with Picard, but Picard is very, very close to you.
Right.
So, like, there are certain things that, I mean, anyway, but we're able to differentiate. We're like, I can have criticisms on the show for doing this or doing that, but then at the end of the day, it's like, people have to understand in both ways. Like, it's not because I think that a certain thing was not good with Picard that your enjoyment is diminished. Your enjoyment is still real. It still exists. And I have to accept and respect that. But I think it's the same way as well. We need to be careful as fans. Someone that truly despises Discovery, no matter how stupid, like, oh, for this reason or that reason, if deep down inside of them, they have a hatred for the show, you still have to respect that.
It's true.
I thought you were just gonna let me like, no, you're wrong. Oh no.
You have to respect people. You have to try to be nice. Try to be nice. That's it. That's what we spent all that time trying to say. What we were trying to say is just try to be nice. We all know how to do it. I rewatched the ending
Don't be like Badgie.
Don't be like fucking Badgie, who I want to kill.
I hate the guy so much.
I hate Badgie I hate. I'm wearing this shirt today because I don't think I've worn it on my stream yet, but Badgie is enemy number one as far as
I want to lock Badgie in a room with Kai Wynn and just leave them there, both of them. Just
Badgie's gonna come back as a paw wraith. Can Badgie infect a paw wraith? I don't know. Anyways, I rewatched the ending of this episode so many times today. Riker's Titan looks way better than the California class. Well, yeah, the Titan's a fucking beast. It's a beast of a ship.
It is. Shax is a badass. I'm sorry, I have to mention this.
Yes, it's true.
Shax, okay, wait for it. Pushed out a shuttle by hand. He pushed a shuttle outside of a ship. On his own, like that, just with his raw strength before he died. It was amazing.
But it was still... It was pretty amazing. I said that might not have been as hard. Oh, I think we're out of sync. Oh, fuck.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're back. I think it is pretty hard. Oh. I think it is pretty complicated. You think it's easy to push a shuttle? What are you talking about? Come on.
No.
I was so right. I was so right. Like all of these things, I we both knew Badger was going to come back. Badger came back. We
Yes.
both talked about Dr. Dana and Shax having a thing. They have a thing.
Yep.
We both knew. I've said this multiple times. Riker is confirmed for Lower Decks, even if they've never said it. He was there.
Right. We all predicted that. Yep.
We knew this.
I
have
was
told
wrong.
you. I have told you this.
I was wrong about the secret. I went with Treklad's theory, but when I rewatched it,
They handled that very well. I must say, they made a big deal without making a big deal of it. I feel like they handled that very well. They had like just the amount of drama and just the amount of comedy on that. It was a very well written episode. Seriously. I don't see it when people say that
it was a very well written season. Watching the whole season, I was in stitches. I was crying. I was happy. I was sad. I was like, that's the thing is like, it's foremost a comedy, but really it's just like it has advanced my understanding of this period in the timeline of Star Trek in a way that like was surprising to me. Like it gave me really solid nuggets, if you will, of information. And then the icing or the cherry on top is the Titan reveal and the whole, like what we talked about earlier about like the Riker, that the dream of the Riker, the Troy Rikers coming true. It was really, really cool.
So here's my little problem, I suppose, with the fact that they erased Rutherford's memory. The character development that we've had is gone for that character and for Tendi as well.
Because it happens when you have amnesia too.
I know, but
it's not done for Tendi. It's not actually gone because it's.
We'll see.
It's there for Tendi.
We don't know what they're doing with it yet.
We don't.
But this is the thing: they had their 2 seasons greenlit from the get-go, so they didn't have to write and not know where they were going. They didn't have to write and think, "Oh, maybe we're going to be canceled. We don't know what we're doing." No, they already knew that they were writing 2 seasons, which means they could set up things in the first season full well knowing where they were going with those stories and with those plot lines in the second season.
Right.
So yeah, I'm supposing all of this is really planned out and they kind of knew where they were going with it. They didn't improvise this at the last minute.
It's also scary how much of Rutherford's memory was in the implant. Also, that was a really...
I mean, it was a huge implant in the sense that it could literally affect
it out like
no, but it could affect his personality. It could make him literally tired.
Right, it's true. It's a crazy thing.
It's not even just a personality or an emotion. It physically made him tired.
I noticed something in my rewatch. He refers to himself as a cyborg when he's on that date with I forget what the other crewman was, but that's interesting too.
Trill.
Yeah, the Trill character. But that's interesting too. Like he thought of himself as a cyborg, and she's like, "It's okay. My dad was a cyborg." So that's interesting because like Borgish. Whoa, go ahead. Oh,
I know why Ed. I know why Ed sent you a text about the exocoms. Has Ed seen Picard?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, what have the exocoms become with the synth band?
Oh,
were they part of the synth band?
They might have been.
You can't ban the exocoms. Who do you think you are?
Well, I mean, that one was awful. That was a garbage exocom.
That one will float around until it becomes like a moon to something. It'll sink into orbit of some sort of something, and it'll just be a moon forever. Leave it. By the way, it'll be fine.
That one was called Peanut Hamper. So the Wrath of Peanut Hamper may be something.
The Wrath of Peanut Hamper
that might happen in the future. I like that the Packleds only thought that all ships were the Enterprise. That was awesome. As if
did you notice that in the motion picture? All right, there's the big anomaly, right? Moving forward towards the Earth in the motion picture, right? You're not replying. I can't see your face. You understand what I'm saying, right?
I'm listening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you see?
There's a space station at some point that gets engulfed and destroyed by Sid anomaly, right?
Yeah, like an array of some kind. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There's someone in a spacesuit, in an EV suit, outside of the station at that point. The station's destroyed, but we never see that person die.
We do. They slam into the camera, and then the sparkly stuff overtakes the camera as well. So we assume that everything
You
everything
assume
got
that
overtaken.
you think that that person died?
But I can imagine, yeah, oh yeah, 1,000% died. Like there was
Okay,
so much
because I've always
sparkly around
imagined
it.
I've always imagined a movie about that person floating away. Just now this person has to survive. And that is the exocomp in this situation. The exocomp is just floating away, has to find a way to survive. Got no arms, got no hands.
No.
No.
Yosef agrees with you. Shax was a badass indeed.
Mm.
I think. Oh, this way. Here we go. This means that Riker can come and save the day at the very end of a series finale. Now with both Picard and Lower Decks, he does. He does do that.
Well, to be
He's the save the
fair,
dayer.
he saved the day in the series finale of one show. These were just season finales. They're not the end of the shows.
Text Trek Fathery did say that theory was wrong, and I should have listened because Fathery was definitely
Fathery
more.
knows.
Fathery knows.
Wisdom.
It's true.
He is
It's
wisdom.
true.
There was
The
an
Clonal hooks
animated
was
series
great.
kind of Easter egg.
Yes, they showed the TOS. Joseph mentioned it earlier, and that was really smart.
Okay, so it's a photograph of the original series episode because it was an original series episode,
right? But in the style of the animated series,
that was so cool.
That was a great scene. What is that? A Easter? Is that like an Easter bomb? Is that a Gorn? They call them Gorn eggs on Text Trek. So is that a Gorn bomb? Like, what would that be? Like, like that's a big Easter egg, right? That's like
I don't know.
That's new
it's
and
layered. It's layered.
It's both new and a reference at the same time.
It's a Kinder Surprise, which you guys aren't allowed to have in the US.
Ooh, no, let's call it that from now on. Why can't we have Kinder Surprise?
Well, there's a toy inside, and that's banned in the US. Isn't that the story? You guys can't have Kinder Surprise because there's a toy inside?
I think Cracker Jacks comes with toys inside. I'm not sure.
I don't know what a Cracker Jack is. What's a Cracker Jack? That sounds like a bag of chips.
It's nice. It's popcorn with caramel. I agree. I prefer Shax over the cat Dr. Tana. I didn't say anything about that.
Who are you agreeing with?
Yeah, who are you agreeing with, Chris? I probably missed something in the chat because I froze at some point. Oh yeah, there's like a shit ton of comments that I never saw because I froze. Sorry, there's a schload. I should.
You're the worst. It's fine.
There's a schload.
I'm gonna have to leave anyway.
We have to go soon. Wait, so there's a few more things to address in the comments. Let's just at least get caught up, and then audience, start giving us your ratings for this episode on a scale from.
I have a question. Are we doing a season discussion like we did for TNG? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I thought we could do it a little bit here, but I mean, we kind of have been. But I think, I'm just saying in general, we kind of have been reminiscing about the whole season, but we'll do a more in-depth one. And I think that's going to be on a Saturday.
Oh, dear God.
It might be on the gap day, where we don't have the doctor. We might have to wait and have a gap day where we don't have a TOS episode because the doctor wants to do Balance of Terror and he's been unavailable.
That's good. Do the gap days. I can catch up with my reviews.
I like it. See, everything happens for
everything syncs up.
Syncs up nicely. Real quick, let's finish off the chats real quick. Riker saves. Oh, we already talked about that. No, Riker saves the day a bunch of times. Riker saves the day against the Stargazer in the TNG episode, The Battle. Riker saves the day in All Good Things to rescue the medical ship. I think we should have a shirt. I commissioned a shirt on Trek on the Tube because you do shirts called Riker Saves the Day.
Riker Saves the Day. We can do that. We can try and. Halloween shirt 2020 coming sometime this weekend, by the way.
Ooh, okay. For sure, the Exocomp were fully sentient. Riker's just all around the save the day kind of guy. Hello to, I think it's Bunyamin Tasdelin. Welcome to the stream. I don't think you've ever been on. They're foremost used to fix holodecks bugs. Is that what they were in the Exocomp episode? I can't remember. And then I just lost my place, Sean. All right, audience, here we go. We got some ratings. This is so bad. It's because this was the worst stream. I think that everyone's streaming. That's the problem. So I apologize.
Well, stop streaming, people.
Yeah, don't you know we're streaming? Yeah,
come on.
True.
Get a life.
Mr. Pete channel needs 800 subbies. Hey, that's cool. We have a dissenting opinion. Come to a future stream and maybe we can have more words about it, but we got to end because Sean has to leave. The help at the end reminds me of the robot in Lost in Space. That's true. And then last but not least, okay, Sean, I'm going to give it my rating. It is a 1701. That was for Yosef. He waited up. I think he's still here. He waited up just to hear this. So it's a 1701.
So you give it a 70. You give it a 1,701
and one
out of 10.
It's the first one I've ever given, actually.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. That's correct.
Okay, so you loved this show pretty much as Picard. It wasn't.
Yeah, I love it.
You didn't connect as much emotionally with it, but you loved it still.
I connected on a deeper level with Picard, but if Picard didn't exist, I'd be like, this is the greatest Star Trek show that we've had so far in the modern era.
Okay. I'm gonna go with an 8.
Whoa. I was not expecting that. I don't believe you.
Expecting a lower?
9. I was expecting a 9.
I'll give it an 8.5.
All right, an 8.5.
I'll give it an 8.5 because I'm nice. Because I'm really nice with Lower Decks, and because Mike McMahon needs to hire me. If he hires me,
he's not gonna hire you if you give it all 10s.
Sell my soul and bump it all to 10s.
He's gonna hire the person who's honest, right?
Oh, okay.
Even though I am being honest, no, I'm kidding. But I'm a rare bird. I am being honest. I am a rare bird. It's weird.
I feel comfortable giving it an 8.5. These are really solid episodes of Star Trek. The thing is, like, an 8.5 for Lower Decks is not the same thing as an 8.5 for The Next Generation because they set out to accomplish different things from the get-go. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I agree. Christopher says, I want to give this an 8 or a 9 as a rating, so we'll just say you gave it a 9, Chris.
He always goes to the high. He always goes to
Yosef agrees with me and also gives it 1,701 out of 10. So that's awesome. Thank you, Yosef. It's a chocolate egg is what Father says. Oh, that's the Kinder. I thought that's what we were calling. Oh, wait, here we go. It's a chocolate egg with a plastic toy, not allowed in the US because our kids are dumb enough to choke on the toy. Also, we love to sue people in this country. Father is not lying. That is not unfair. I can't argue. I apologize to my.
So you guys get Cracker Jacks instead. There you go.
We are a bunch of Cracker Jacks is what we really are. It's true.
Yeah, a bunch of Cracker Jacks.
Pete, by the way, go help Mr. Pete. I'm going to go check out your channel. I'll see if I can get you 800 subbies, be a part of that. But
we all need 800 subbies.
10,
you need 800 subbies. I need 800 subbies.
I do. Help us back.
Let's get them.
Mr. Pete. Pete, subscribe to this channel. Also, everyone, don't forget to like the like button. Even though this was our worst stream ever, this is the worst one we've done. Like
the video. The like button doesn't need to like.
Who else gave a rating? I thought I saw Stress Free K give a rating. I need to leave. I could be wrong. All right.
It's the end.
All right. This is the end, my friend. Wait. One more thing. She's our handsome lady, Sean, the USS Cerritos.
She is, and she got wrecked.
I like that whole thing where she wanted to keep her everything. Everything was great. Anyway, Sean,
we're both fantastic.
Thanks for joining me. Audience, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. We really appreciated you. Live long and prosper. We'll see you next time. Sean, we'll likely have our season recap on a Thursday as well.
Okay.
But we'll talk more about it offline.
But you can't do